Yo, what's going on, boys? PoE 3.27 comes out less than 24 hours. And to get ready for this league, I have come up with 5 different Atlas tree starters that will basically guarantee that you have a good league start as far as currency. I'm not doing this as like an Atlas progression strategy. There's tons of info about that already, so if you find any of that, go ahead and follow it. But these will all be 5 good T16, very basic intro to mapping, starting currency strategies. These are all things I've done before, and all things that are still good in 3.27. I waited for the new Atlas tree to come out so I could get all these out for you. And I will have my Google Docs link down below with all the links. This will be updated throughout the league, so make sure to check that out. And more info being added here eventually. So let's get off with the first one. I think this is probably going to be the most popular league start Atlas just based on kind of the meta we're seeing. And that is Legion and Abyss. So I want to talk about first before we jump into this tree, actually, kind of like my general thoughts on the meta. Wander's going to be super popular. And then one of the other things that's going to happen for me is that I think Abyss is going to be really, really, really important for a lot of builds. Looks like Wander's going to be the most popular build by far. They need a lot of Abyss jewels because they have wand attacks with flat damage mods. Those of you who don't know, there's a note up on the tree here called Corrupted Gaze. Has the possibility of dropping a corrupted Abyss jewel with 5 to 6 modifiers. This could be really, really strong and like a huge chase item for a lot of the meta builds. To go along with that, pretty much every minion build runs a ton of Ghastly Eye jewels. If you really are interested in Abyss, you can take this node and have more chance to go for Abyssal Depths. These are really like your home run hitters, possibly big drops here. I'm just going to be going for in-map Abyss, try to get some really like GG jewels. With async trade, you should be able to sell jewels really, really easily. That's my setup. So this is an Abyss Legion setup. This is pretty standard. Legion, what you know. Legion, I think, is going to be really, really popular, as I mentioned. That said, I will not be running Legion like past like day 2, 3 at the max. It's going to be really careful to keep your eye on the market if you're running Legion, and when the value of emblems start going down, when the value of like the bubblegum currency that Legion drop starts going down, you got to swap off to something else. But if you're a super blaster and you get here like by like day 2, go ahead, you'll probably make a ton of currency. In addition, I pretty much always run red altars, few exceptions there. Red altars are really strong early in the league. And then just a bunch of quant shrines. Good stuff to help you get going. All these trees are going to have like less than the maximum amount of points needed for your Atlas completion. So there you go. I will run this basically on dunes. If you're running Legion, you probably run this on dunes and then use the dunes or use the Legion mapcraft. There you go. So that's number 1. Number 2, this is probably my favorite strategy. This is the one that I ran last league as my like intro to currency making last league. I'm gonna run it back again. I think it's gonna be even stronger. This is just your basic red altar and heist farming. I know heist, right? Kind of like nobody loves to do it, but if you're actually just selling heist contracts, we're not actually running the heists. We're just doing heist contracts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use heist on the map device. You get a ton of heist stuff. The most important node for heist is actually up here. It's these 2 nodes. You want both of these. Basically, this gives you a good chance of getting blueprints, and then an even chance of getting fully revealed blueprints. These sell for a ton of currency. Async trade's going to make this a lot easier to sell these as well. So blueprints are really fun if you've never farmed them before. Trust me, you don't have to actually run heist content. You just sell the contracts. You sell deception contracts and you sell blueprints. That's it. To go along with this, we're doing red altar farming. So red altars are really, really strong early league, as I mentioned earlier. This is like a full investment into red altars. Take all the red altar nodes here. Take all of the nodes here. We're going to blast away on Jungle Valley. Jungle Valley, the map boss doesn't spawn, so you can't get map boss altars while you're running the map. You can just blast through. And then I actually like the Settlers of Kalgur ore deposits, so I throw these on here as well. We're left side of the tree. It's really nice. You can get your town going right away. If you've never played with this node, the chance to beat lost shipments. There's a 6% chance, so it doesn't happen very often, but it's a really cool mechanic that a lot of people just kind of passed over. You can get some kind of cool stuff out here. It's a little neat mechanic, but there you go. And I toss on Delirium as well. Feel free to drop Delirium if your build's not able to handle Delirium. But there you go. That's number 2. Third one is classic destructive play. So what is destructive play? This is a bossing strategy. So if you're going to run this, make sure your character's good at bossing. This is probably going to be like anti-meta then, because most Wander builds are not going to be great bossers. So you should be able to make a lot of currency doing this. What we're doing here is like fully investing into map drops, map nodes, all the map nodes. You get 3 bosses at the end. They all have chances to drop Conqueror maps, Shaper maps, Elder maps. We'll get a chance to drop 16.5 maps. Destructive play is a Maven thing. So you have to run Maven on your map device, so you have no investment into red or Eater altars. So the only downside of destructive play that I always have is you have to run different maps each time. You can't just stick to one map. So I guess if you want to get to, because you want to get to the Maven invite at the end, so if you can run your 10-way, sell all your stuff from your 10 ways, yeah, this is just a really good strategy. Super profitable early in the league. If you are someone who progresses your Atlas very quickly and get to this very quickly, you can basically sell all of your stuff very quickly as well. Being ahead of the curve here is very, very important. But I actually don't expect this to be a very popular strategy at all this league, so make sure to check this one out if you are a really good bosser and able to blast through your content quickly. Next up, we have the tried and true, of course, ambush. I'm in T16 ambushes, you don't do like ambush scarab of containment. You're just doing like regular ambush on the map. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. Actually, we're putting all the little ambush nodes. It's map effect. So quant. We're doing all the ambush nodes. Chance to be openable again. Corrupted at least rare. Double currency. Double div card. I, of course, because I'm trying to read the meta very quickly here, tapped in all the Abyss nodes as well. We're going to try to just do in-map Abyss, drop some more jewels, go for some good GG sellable jewels. Scarab drop, quant, red altars. Very standard. Not much to talk about ambush. This has been good for many leagues in a row now. I know most of people run this on T17, but it's really good on T16s as well. You just don't use Scarab of Containment. You just put a bunch of like the regular ambush Scarabs into your map device if you're running Scarabs. And you can get a lot of stuff. It's very nice. Alright, 5th one. This is one I almost didn't include, but I think it's really, really good. This is Expedition. Early League Expedition I think is very, very fun. You have 2 ways of running Expedition basically. You can run in-map Expedition and try to get logbooks and like vendor currency. But basically what I would do is I would run this, sell my logbooks, and go on. The other way is to run your logbooks. If you are going to run logbooks, I highly recommend running Danig and Rog. Yeah, sorry, Rog. Rog is your crafter. I don't think Rog's going to be particularly good this league, but because I think the breach tree mechanic is going to be really good for getting gear. But if you're a really good crafter and you know the Rog mechanic well, you can get really sellable gear and make a ton of currency just by slamming Rog logbooks early. If you don't know how to do that, just sell your logbooks. They usually sell for a pretty penny early in the league. We're taking all the expedition stuff here basically to try and guarantee expedition onto our map. I tossed in all the like bossing map nodes as well, minus destructive play. We're gonna run this on City Square, most likely, for Mesa. A map where you can kill the boss first. And then we're using the blue altars, blue-green, I guess, to try and get quant effect. So once you kill the map boss, you can now get map boss altars, and then blue altars have a very good chance of getting quant effect. So you want to clear the entire map, use as many quant effect altars as you can, then do your expedition. This will give you the best chance of getting logbooks, getting more vendor currency. There you go. And then if you've never done, and then you just kind of want to take all your currency to Tusion at the end. And just roll through it. If you really don't want to do that, go ahead and just sell your currency. That's fine too. But Expedition's really fun. Is really fun, I think. If you have a build that's really good with explosions or like poison proliferation or ignite proliferation, spawning a bunch of monsters, you can maybe even do extreme archaeology, also called Big Boom Expedition. Other than that, this is just a really fun mechanic. I put a little bit of June chance in here too. Your next lot of June notes, if you're a June or Syndicate enjoyer, go ahead and tap these in as well. Anyways, that's my 5 starting Atlas trees for this patch. Let me know what you think. I think all these are going to be really good. Abyss everywhere, man. Abyss jewels are going to be king. Anyways, I'll have the sheet down below. Click like, subscribe down below. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And check out my Twitch. Twitch.tv/Ferks, link down below. We'll be live streaming pretty much every day, every hour during league start. Alright, catch you all next time.